It's my 1966 Chris Craft Cavalier Dory. They only made, I think, 137 of these wooden ones. They later started making them again, but they were fiberglass. But this one has been in my family for at least 55 years. My grandpa bought it off the original owner, Mr. Olson, in Door County, Wisconsin, in like 1969 or 1970. So it's been in the family since then. And when I inherited it, the trailer it was on, it was just an old hay trailer with the original shipping crate that they shipped it from the factory on via railroad to Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin. So when I inherited it, I actually made this trailer myself. I got some blueprints for the boat from the Mariners Museum in Virginia, and used that to build a trailer. But anyway, gonna pull it out and do a couple things to it, get it ready for using this summer. We didn't use it at all last summer. Didn't get it out. I still haven't even registered it since our move. It's still registered for New Hampshire. So just gonna pull the plugs, and even though I put fogging oil in it when I stored it, I'm gonna put some Marvel Mystery Oil in there, let it sit, charge the battery. Just a few simple things like that, and then next weekend I'll get it cranked up and get it ready to go out, get it registered and all that. So quick video. So here it is, we got it pulled out. It's 22 feet. It's mahogany plywood. The whole thing's mahogany, 3,000 pound displacement. Needs a bath. It's never been named. We never put a name on it. And for a power plant, it has a 283 in it with the raw water pickup for cooling. 283. Anybody that knows that's into cars and whatnot knows that's what they used to use in the old Corvettes. Benny! My dog's going crazy. Anyway, yeah, same 283 they used to use in Corvettes and whatnot. Sounds really cool with the wet exhaust. But we'll get the cover pulled off. It needs to be washed. It's Father's Day, so hopefully my kids will wash it for me. But yeah, let's get cracking on it. There she is, got the cover off. And she's all original. Every piece of wood on her. I mean, all the bright work's been redone and whatnot. And oh, actually it's not all original, because we had to remake this, we had to rebuild this this console. But other than that, she's all original. The engine cover is missing because when we moved down from New Hampshire, I guess it flew off, which is a real bummer because it had the tag on it from the factory, you know, the Chris Craft tag on it. So I'm really bummed about that. I'll have to make a new one. But 50-gallon tank, I think it's actually like 48 or 49. But originally it would have had the copper bottom. I would say sometime in the 80s, late 70s, my dad switched it to a blue bottom and then left the black water line, and then in the early 2000s switched it to the blue water line, which I like better. But yeah, let's climb in there and get to work. So there's the power plant, the 283. We'll pull the plugs on her, shoot some Marvel Mystery Oil in there. And I'm thinking I'll probably just let her sit for the week because it's Father's Day. Got the F1 race coming on at 1 o'clock. Gonna watch that, have a couple drinks. So I'll probably just let it sit for the week, and then next weekend, you know, get her fired up and woken up and ready to hit the water. She has an original 496 hours, so not a lot of use, but it does. The boat has a distinct smell. Just love the smell of this boat, and it has a very distinct sound. Anybody into old Chris Crafts knows what I'm talking about. Originally, this gray, I think it was a little darker. When we redid it, we went with a little bit lighter of a color. But yeah, all the bright work has been redone on it. Me and my dad did it a couple years ago, except for on this trim piece here. The console needs one more coat, and then we got to put this strip like this back on the edges, and that piece right there you can see. So let's start pulling these plugs and put a couple squirts down there. Forgot my what's it called, tripod, my phone, so hopefully this is a good angle. I can't really tell because there's so much glare on the screen from the sun. So I'll put a couple squirts in there. Looks a little rich. That's one thing I gotta do. I gotta get the carburetor dialed in on the idle, which is hard to do because this thing, like I said, it's a raw pickup and it doesn't have a thermostat in it. So as soon as you crank it, it's pumping water. So especially in like northern lakes where it's lived its whole life, it takes a lot for it to get warmed up to temperature. And when I rebuilt the carb and adjusted it, you know, even after running for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, it really still wasn't up to temperature. So when you're out on the water for, you know, 2 or 3 hours and it does get up to temperature, it's fouling out the plugs a little bit. So that's one thing I'm going to do next weekend. Just let it run, let it, you know, as long as I can, let it get up to temperature. But yeah, see, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's fouling out a little bit. Anyway, I'll do this bank and I'll do that bank. I don't know why I tightened that one down. I'm gonna have to loosen it back up, because what I like to do is when, you know, it's been sitting all winter, take out the plugs. I like to crank it until it builds oil pressure on the gauge there, and then I'll put the plugs back in and fire it up. But anyway, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in this video, but golly, come on. My dad passed somewhat recently, less than a year ago, and he loved this boat, and we always worked on it together and whatnot. So, and this boot doesn't want to come off. There it goes. So it being Father's Day and all, I just thinking of him, getting this thing ready for the summer. But man, it already feels like summer. Boy, I tell you what, it's so hot out right now. And this, I got that other bank done. This side is always more difficult as far as getting the drain plugs for the block and all that. The spark plugs and everything. That's because it has the, running out of oil here. It has the starter and all that stuff over here. And not sure if I mentioned it, but this is the flywheel forward configuration of the 283. And you know what, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and replace these spark plugs because they've been in there about 5 years anyway. So next weekend, new plugs, get it warmed up, get the carb dialed in, and then I will drain the oil, put fresh oil in it. She should be ready to go for the season. But we'll get these pulled out and then we'll wrap up the video. Man, it's hot already. Tell you what, whew, I am baking. Ah, so hot. Whew, it's a hot one today. But got some Marvel Mystery oil down in all the cylinders, so let them sit for a week and finish it up next week. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the next video on this. It'll probably just be one more video on this. I mean, or maybe I'll do one of me doing the rest of this stuff, getting it ready for the season, and then another one, you know, getting it out on the water for the first time this season. Anyway, thanks.